The Renters Reform Bill has changed the game forever. Should landlords sell or continue expanding their portfolios? I'm going to break the bill down and I'm going to provide to you my opinion and the opinion of existing landlords, so by the end of this video, you will be well equipped to decide whether to invest or not. Let's start with the plan to abolish Section 21. So currently, landlords can evict a tenant with no reason at all, with short notice. Now, moving forwards, landlords must have a valid reason. Valid reasons include renters not paying their rent, you looking to sell a property, move into it, or you're facing financial difficulties. Now, the reason is then reviewed at a tribunal, and if valid, then notice can be served. Now, it's not clear right now if the courts can handle the increased volume for no-fault evictions, so we'll have to see how that pans out. Rent review clauses in tenancy agreements allow for landlords to increase the rents multiple times a year. Now, this is due to change, and I think it's not a bad thing. Allowing tenants a 12-month period to adjust to a rent increase is morally correct, in my opinion. And speaking to a lot of landlords, they've said they either leave the rents exactly the same because they want the tenant to remain in the property, or they do it once a year. So I don't think it's too much of a problem moving forward, but it is going to be tightly governed and it's designed to provide greater security for tenants. Landlords can recover possession of a house of multiple occupation let to students in an academic year to ensure reletting to new students in a new academic year. Now, nothing's really changed in regards to ASTs because that's already built into it, especially when you're looking at student HMOs. However, speaking to one of my clients who has 17 student-leds, he said because the tenancy agreements now fall into standard tenancy agreements whereby students can cancel or get out of their tenancy agreement in 6 months, it could cause huge complications for landlords that are targeting student-leds. In 6 months' time, the students could leave, and that would create massive cash flow issues. Regulations are going to be put in place to measure how decent landlords' properties are. Now, local authorities are going to be enforcing as health and safety standards across the board. Now, failure to comply with these standards will result in penalties. Now, this is perhaps an opportunity for new landlords to pick up bargains. So if you're a cash-strapped investor and you don't have the money to bring your property up to standard, you're going to sell it. And if you're going to sell it, surely it's going to be priced at a discount. That creates an opportunity for new landlords entering into the space to pick up bargains, to modernize, and then refinance. Preventing rental bidding wars require landlords or persons acting on the behalf of landlords to advertise the rent for a property which is going to be let upfront and not exceed this. Now, interestingly, this happens in Australia and New Zealand, and it's designed to ensure that renters are paying a fair amount in rental income for the properties that they want to live in and protect them from having to sign longer tenancy agreements or months and months of rent up front. Now, the issue that I see with this is advertised rent could be much higher than the market rent. If I have a property that I think I can rent for $1,300, would it make sense for me to advertise the rent at $1,500 and take the highest offer? Time will tell. Creation of a property portal so that landlords, tenants, and local authorities can access information about rental properties. It's designed to ensure that landlords are compliant with the new rules and to ensure that tenants understand what they're getting involved with in regards to tenancy agreements and landlords' possession history. I see this as being very positive. If I'm in competition for quality tenants with other landlords, I want to make sure that my reputation is second to none. I want to ensure that I'm offering good quality accommodation at fair rent and I have an exceptional background history. Now, by doing that, if I have all of those things, does that mean that I will be able to charge higher rents moving forward based upon the perceived security, quality of the accommodation, and fairness? With interest rates dropping in August and major banks like HSBC claiming that rates will continue to drop in 2024 and into 2025, potentially hitting 3%, is this the time to start investing because house prices are on the rise?